Alrighty. Well, if you haven't seen it on our socials, we've actually done this Wild West Hackathon across the country. And of course, we saved the best for last to tackle this last hackathon. So be sure to bring your best. There's been some really cool projects that have come out of this, and I'm excited to see what you guys are able to bring. My name is Susie. I'm the Director of Marketing at Blueprint. And if you don't know us, Blueprint is a technology solutions firm that helps companies solve their toughest problems. We just do it through strategic and digital solutions. And our partner, Databricks, is co-hosting this event with us. They are the data and AI company. With me today is our event coordinator extraordinaire, Ruthie. You've most likely connected with Ruthie before this event, and she'll continue to be here for you throughout the event. And Eric is our Director of Solutions Architecture at Blueprint. He and his team designed this hackathon, and he'll be explaining the 3 challenges that you get to choose from just here in a minute. Before we jump into the specifics of the event, I want to quickly highlight how this works, because obviously everything is virtual, which means communication is going to be key throughout the next couple of days for you. So we've set up a Microsoft Teams site, which is purely for information gathering and communication with each other. So you're going to be able to reach out to mentors, both on the Blueprint and Databricks side. You can reach out to other competitors, and of course you can reach out to our event staff if you have any questions. And then separately, once you've chosen the specific challenge that you want to tackle, either as a team or an individual, we're going to provide you credentials to Databricks, where a majority of your work will take place. So keep in mind, and we're going to probably tell this to you 5 different times, but you're going to have a separate set of credentials for your Microsoft Teams site, which again is for communication, and then a different set of credentials for your Databricks notebook, where a lot of your work is going to take place. So if you have any questions as we move through this kickoff, please feel free to share them in the chat. We don't want you to forget what those questions were, but we will also have a live Q&A at the end of this. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Eric to dive into the challenges available to you.
All right, I'm going to use my trusty billboards again. So challenge 1, and first off, welcome to all the hackers. This is a huge team, and thank you so much for representing the East Coast Hackathon so well, as opposed to the West Coast teams that you think would be, because they're all digital native, you think there'd be 100 people there. There weren't, so we got them beat. All right, so that's out of the way. So hack number 1, or challenge number 1, here's the deal. Okay, so this is a data engineering challenge. We have order data, sales data, purchase data, that type of stuff rolling in through an event hub into Databricks. It's the AdventureWorks LT schema. It's well defined on the internet. You can go see it. And your job is to take advantage of Databricks Delta features like merge and optimized and Spark structured streaming to create data sets and schemas and views, all towards the goal of creating super fine, well-optimized data sets for, theoretically other consumers to consume. So again, challenge 1 is all about engineering, and engineering around the Delta, now called Delta Engine feature set. But there's an extra call out to challenge 1 participants. If you take this challenge, my personal goal to you is stretch into other things that you can do as a data engineer. So here's some ideas, hint, hint. So a couple ideas. 1, hey, throw some summary statistics out to help consumers of your data sets understand things like skew and distribution of your data. Maybe provide some pointers into why data skew one way over another, and maybe show some visuals of why that is. And then second, for challenge 1, by all means, just because challenge 1 is a data engineering challenge doesn't mean that you can't jump into Databricks and explore some interactive analysis or some summary statistics and BI statistics on the data set using the notebook visuals that you have in Databricks as well. So put that out there. All right, challenge number 2. We got these in the right order. Challenge number 2, if you take this challenge, is you as a data scientist. So in challenge number 2, we have its own standalone historical and streaming order data set, plus some enhancement data that you'll explore when you get in there, which is cool. It's data that's outside the AdventureWorks LT schema. And you've got 3 quests in challenge 2. Quest number 1 is all about creating a data science, algorithmic-based, AI/ML-based product recommendation engine. And there's lots of algorithms you can use, and you can use your favorite. Quest number 2 is all around forecasting stockout predictions, right? These are things that companies need, and you're tasked with forecasting and stockout predictions. Quest number 3, fraud detection, right? Because you have real-time data coming in, you have the ability to take advantage of some algorithms that can support fraud detection. Important note about challenge number 2, it's not dependent upon challenge number 1. You'll have your own data set. Challenge number 1 produces its own data set. They aren't linked together. All right, challenge number 3. Challenge number 3. This takes advantage of Databricks' ability to offer data sets to external BI tools. So in challenge number 3, you are playing the role of data analyst. We can also call it a business intelligence pro, a BI pro, whatever we want to talk about. But the goal here is to use an external tool, in this case, Power BI, and we're going to connect to a data set. It's its own independent data set for challenge 3. We're going to connect using the Databricks JDBC endpoint. We'll provide you the token and the username for those that take up challenge 3. And your goal is to really exercise the value of Databricks offering data in what Databricks lovingly calls the lake house, right? So it's almost like a warehouse. You have the ability to select data into Power BI, either using Power BI's direct query mode or its import mode. Those decisions are up to you. And what I'd love to see in challenge 3, some amazing analytics. So all around product and sales strategies and operations and anything else that you can derive that theoretically would help a company make decisions about product placement or store stockouts or any other sales forecasting that you can do from these external tools. There are a couple extra ideas that you'll read about in the README of challenge 3 for Power BI, and I'll just kind of tee one up for you. Power BI now has some lightweight AI capabilities, particularly around forecasting and key influencers. By all means, just because we're in challenge 3 doing descriptive BI doesn't mean we can't stretch into some of the advanced features, even Python and R backplanes out of Power BI to enhance your descriptive analytics. So that's challenge 1, challenge 2, and challenge 3, data engineering, data science, data analytics. Now, real quick, before I turn it over to Ruthie, a couple details about the Databricks clusters and the backends. One, there's a README file associated with every challenge. Every challenge is associated to its own workspace in an Azure for Databricks. So when Ruthie helps you get associated with those environments, please read the README. They'll answer a lot of questions. 2, the admins on the Blueprint side have the ability to create clusters. Hackers have the ability to terminate them and stop them. They will time out in 60 minutes just so we're good stewards of money. And then finally, libraries, particularly for challenge 2, the data science challenge. If there are libraries that you need installed, let's all use Teams. Just make the call out. If you don't want to tip off to your fellow, your competitive teams that you're using a specific library, great. Just get that direct message to Ruthie, and she'll get that assigned to the backend admin, and we'll help you get those libraries installed. Other than that, guys, this is going to be awesome.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Eric, for going over all of that. I wanted to go over kind of just the logistics and how we're going to do this. Of course, being virtual is different, and this also gives us an awesome opportunity to make something really cool. So a couple of rules that we want to go over. So first of all, just so everyone knows, I will be sending out a Teams invite to the our Teams channel. So if you haven't seen it yet, that's because it hasn't been sent yet, but we want to make sure everyone has an idea of what's going on before we send this out. So I will be sending out a Teams channel invite, and you will have access to the channel that says East Coast Hackathon. And in that channel, I really recommend that you go through all of the tabs at the top. We have different tabs, which has the posts, the files, team submission, video submission, all of that is in there. And again, if anything does not look as I'm telling you right now, please message me, because we've had some glitches in the past, so we want to make sure everyone has or is viewing the same items that we're talking about. Second thing is that the first thing that you should do after logging into Teams and seeing the channel is registering your team. As you may know, you can totally go as your individual team. You can also have up to 3 people on your team. So if you wanted to add 2 more people, feel free to hop onto the Teams registration Excel sheet, which is in the Teams channel. So all you have to do is just click on that tab and then type your information in, and then send me a message and say done. It's just that easy. But the reason we do this is we want to know which challenge that you're taking on, so that we can get you all situated with the Databricks side of things. And we also want to make sure that everyone's set with their team names. And then we also have a team captain, so that if I need to get in touch with someone as soon as possible, I know the go-to person on your team. If you've joined this event wanting to meet new people and have someone else join your team or join someone else's team, that's also made very simple. In the post section within the East Coast Hackathon, you can easily type in there and communicate with other team members. All you have to do is just say, hey, I'm really interested in joining someone's team, or I'm looking for these qualities for someone to join my team, and then communicate that way. And hopefully you'll meet some awesome new people and get cool teams signed up. And then we do ask that you register your team by 6 p.m. East Coast time, so that we can get you all set up with your Databricks notebooks. What we're going to try to do is, as soon as teams start registering, we want to really try and get your Databricks login information to you as soon as possible, but you should be able to see that by end of day today. The other things are that, let's see. So just to clarify, your Teams channel is all for communication. That is completely separate from your work side of things, which will be a Databricks login. So I'll be sending you your Databricks login later on. Your Teams link will be sent to you shortly. And we do have a list of rules for this hackathon, and everything is in the Teams channel. So again, once you get access, check that out. One of the rules is that we do require all participants to be within the United States to participate and get the to be able to get the grand prize. But if you have any questions around that, or if you didn't see that when you signed up, just send me a message and we can talk more about that later. And then a couple things about what we really want your submission to include. So first thing is, we really want to see the magic behind the solution. We want to see how you did it and what makes it unique, and also make sure you have fun with it. We've had lots of different submissions in the past. People submitted a YouTube link, Dropbox link, Google Docs, however you want to submit it. You'll just have to submit it with one link, and that will be due on Sunday at midnight. So make sure you send that in as soon as possible. And then a couple things also in regard to your submission. Let's say that you started off with challenge 1 and you and your team got things going and you finished it by Thursday or Friday. And you think this is pretty cool, but I want to see what I can do maybe with a different challenge to see if you can really push the limits with that one and make something even better. Go for it. The only thing we do say is that you submit only one challenge. So pick which one you did best with and then submit that challenge. If you need help with, questions around that, again, just send me a message and we can go that way. And then, we really want this to be a fun learning opportunity. So if you have any questions at all throughout the whole event, feel free to email me. I'll put my email in here as well. That's ruthie@bpcs.com. And you can also chat with me on Teams once the link has been sent. But if you do not see your Teams link sent to you within the next hour, please send me a message because I will get that to you as soon as possible. Want to make sure everyone has access first thing today. So I think that's all I have, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat so that we can answer them for you. And Susie and Eric and I can always answer them.
Awesome. Thanks, Ruthie. Okay, folks, so that was a lot of information for you. I know we just wanted to at least go over that with you. So if you have questions, we can absolutely answer those here. I want to remind you, all of this information will be in the Microsoft Teams site. So everything from our event timeline to the specific rules, how you access Databricks and where you get your credentials, all of that information, the step-by-step, will be available in a Word doc for you as well. So to kind of wrap up here, I want to reiterate the timeline of events. So obviously right now is the kickoff. After this, when you, first off, you need to sign up your team on Microsoft Teams. So you'll be receiving those credentials, like Ruthie said, via email first. Once you're in Microsoft Teams, you need to register your team as soon as possible. And that's because you need to identify to us which challenge you're choosing out of 1, 2, or 3. Once you identify the specific challenge on the back end, that tells us the Databricks credentials we need to set up for you. Once you have those Databricks credentials, you are good to go. So think of this kind of like a math homework assignment or whatever. It is assigned out today, but the due date is Sunday at midnight, Sunday at 11:59, and that's East Coast time. So if you work on your challenge and get done in 2 days, good on you. If you want to work on it on the weekend, we're just suggesting try to log in as soon as possible so that we can help you from the administrative side of things in case anything goes wrong. We want you to have full access first and then start working on your project, of course. So you've got plenty of time to work on it, but it's up to you when you are able to complete. So projects again are due this Sunday, the 30th at 11:59 Eastern time. And then we have a couple of days where our guest judges, which Michael, I'm so sorry I didn't get to introduce you. Michael Lum is on the call, as well as Garen from Databricks, who are 2 of our 4 judges. I don't know if you guys have your videos on, but they are here. And then we also have Eric and Gary from Blueprint, who will be the judges for you as well. So you've got 4 judges who will be looking at your project. And so the award party is next Thursday, and that is Thursday the 3rd, and that'll be from 4 to 5 Eastern time as well. The really cool thing about that award party is because this is virtual and we wanted to make it a little bit more intimate since we don't have that human experience, that in-person human experience. We will be sharing some feedback on your project live with you. So that's a really cool value add that we wanted to provide you from the people who actually work on this stuff as a living. They're going to be looking at your project and giving you hints once it's been submitted on what you did that's really well and things that you can work on in the future. So that award party is going to be super fun. If you haven't signed up for your swag package, it comes with awesome t-shirts, some goodies to keep you hydrated and fueled during the hackathon. And so during that award party, you can wear your shirts. We'll give you some mustaches to wear and you bring your own beer kind of thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's next Thursday the 3rd, and we'll go over each person's project. We've got office hours, so we do have mentors available. We can't guarantee that we'll be able to answer your questions within a set amount of time, but we do have specific hours over the weekend that we will have people available should you need someone last minute. Otherwise, we do have both Blueprinters and Databricks folks who will be on the back end helping to answer some of your questions. With that, what questions do you guys have? How can we help you get started?
I did want to add really quick that this recording will be in our Teams channel as well. So if one of your teammates or anyone else who's joining is not able to be on this call right now, it will be available there. So you can always direct them to that as well.
For sure. No questions? Okay, well, don't worry. You can always ask us later through Teams. We're going to, Eric, Ruthie, and I will be seeing your questions there and a couple other folks on the back end as well. So we are really, really excited, if you can't tell, for you guys to kick off this event. Again, be sure to sign up your teams today, and then be sure that you get access with your credentials for both Databricks and Teams. Just check that out, make sure there's no issues, and you've got the green light to go.
So there are a couple questions rolling in. Do you want to take those real fast?
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, Raj. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Raj has asked, do I need to install Power BI or any other tools? So again, for challenge three, you're a data analyst, and that's again where we want to leverage the Power BI as an external data consumer and analytic tool. In that case, yes. But big technical call out here for challenge three. Power BI desktop should be free. I recommend installing it out of the Windows 10 store. It's easier to install it that way than it is trying to download the installer off the powerbi.com website. And for challenge three with Power BI desktop, you just need to be in the desktop environment. You do not need to publish your work to powerbi.com. You don't need to set up any type of refreshes other than the refresh that you want to do when you record your video, right? So again, that really, the challenge three is all about just the desktop experience for Power BI. And then we have a question from Sandeep. Do all three quests have to be a part of challenge two? No. We are going for, I'll give you kind of a heads up to a judging criteria, right? So at Blueprint, one of the things we stress so much about data science, and challenge two is all around data science, is explainability and applicability to business scenarios. So what I would much rather we do with challenge two is that your team pick one of the quests, or maybe two of the quests if you want to stretch into two, but really focus on completeness, explainability, and applicability in a real life business scenario. I would much rather you spend time on one or maybe two than try to do all three and really not nail it on explainability and applicability when you do your submission. Does that make sense? So no hard and fast rules. If you want to do three in challenge two, you're more than welcome to, but I would probably pick one and nail it.
Yeah, that's a great question. Any other questions? All right. Well, we'll sign off here shortly. Again, I'll end this. We'll upload the recording into Teams. You guys just need to wait to get your credentials from Ruthie via email, which she's working on right now. And if any of your folks on the teams have yet to receive an email from Ruthie, I think I'll put Ruthie's email in the chat right now. I know she mentioned that earlier. Feel free to email her directly, and we'll be sure to get you guys all set up. But let the games begin. We will see you guys all next Thursday. Projects due by Sunday at midnight, and we'll see you at the award party next week. Thanks, everyone.
See y'all. Best of luck.
Good luck.
Raj? Hey, Raj?